Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guests are Candice Goeggel and Heather Roemerman from a little bit, I shouldn't say a little bit of Haven. Do you get that? A little bit? But it's a little bit of Haven. We closed the first segment talking about volunteer opportunities, and I want to kind of reemphasize that because it seems like you are always looking for volunteers in little bit of ways. So kind of give us some more examples of how people can help.
Well, I mean, we're putting a roof over people's heads and we're keeping them close to their families. But like I said, the people who stay with us, their children are generally pretty critically ill. Or we've also had people who've got parents that are critically ill and they stay. So, you know, when they come home from the hospital is like, kind of like Vegas. It never shuts down. It goes and goes and goes. And I think that they're there to be strong for the patient. But when they come home, a lot of times they just want someone to talk to. And like Heather said, a home-cooked meal, right? Just someone to be there. So we like there to definitely be a house presence at all times.
So it can just be something, even saying each week a certain amount of hours that someone can donate to just being there. Is that what?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've identified like 4 areas of opportunity, and there's definitely those times where volunteers get to have that engagement with the people that are staying with us, our guests, but a lot of the times I like to call it behind the scenes volunteering, because most of the time when we don't have World Pediatric families staying with us, you know, they're away at the hospital. So unless they get to catch them at that tail end of the evening or super early break of dawn, but there's always needs for helping us with our social media, helping us with our fundraisers, other behind the scenes, like I said before, help cleaning the house, help making meals or preparing meals, and we can store them in our refrigerator for later use. So needs like that, facility maintenance.
And something else coming up, which is events and helping out with events. So tell us about this trivia night that's coming up on October 8th.
Yeah, so we have our very first trivia night. We're gonna do this as a fall annual event. And yeah, October 8th, Saturday, doors open at 5:30. Trivia starts at 6 promptly.
It's in the Crave Coffeehouse, which is a lot of fun. That's on SLU's campus, so it's a lot of fun if no one's ever been there.
And so people can get a whole table, or they can just come on their own?
Yes, absolutely.
And talk about some of the other fundraising events that you have coming up.
Last year was our first pub crawl in the Grove, which is fabulous. And it was a great success, and we will be doing that again next spring in April. So look to that. We're also on Facebook. You can catch any of our events there. We keep that updated and our website. So,
yeah, no, go ahead.
And every other month, we have been doing a dine out at our local Grove restaurants. So this past month, just last week, we had a dine out at Handlebar. And in November, we will be planning a dine out at another location to be determined.
Yeah. So. Well, I will say, I mean, kudos to you and to your entire team to take something from a personal experience and grow it into, you know, a full-fledged organization. That's a lot of hard work. I want to acknowledge one thing, too, we talked about off camera was how insurance might play a role. If someone's hearing this or watching this segment and they know of a family or they themselves are going through something and they think, well, does my insurance apply to something like this? How does that fit into things?
It can in some cases, but you know, what we charge is $30 a night. And in most cases, we actually like to sponsor that stay if they're in a place where they can't financially afford it, especially when you're staying months at a time, potentially. So we have a lot of donors, and we're always welcome to take more, of course, that will sponsor people's stay. And they're honestly, when we tell people your stay is sponsored, don't worry about it, and they say, you know, can I just stay one night? I can't afford it. When we are able to give those words, a lot of them break out into tears, because to have a home that's just minutes away when you're in such a critical point in your life, and it's so traumatic, is truly the best gift you can give someone.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we sometimes take for granted just little things like a roof over our head, but when you're at emotional capacity and you don't have, you know, the bandwidth to think about those other things, that it's really quite vital.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you both for being
Thank
here,
you.
and
Thanks
good
for having
luck.
us.
Yeah, absolutely, and good luck. Just not just for the night, for the trivia night, but for everything for the organization moving forward. And we've got that information there for you on the screen. It's the trivia night. It's a fundraiser for Little Bit of Haven. It's taking place on October 8th from 5:30 to 10 p.m. at Crave Coffeehouse, which is on the campus of St. Louis University. For more information, go to littlebitofhaven.org. or call 314-549-8477. Thanks again for being here. Thank you. All right, well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.